Our next poet, first discovered and introduced to crowds by hip-hop icon Talib Kweli, Khaiim, the rap poet Kelly, has lectured on creativity and culture at Trinity, Yale, and other universities. Hip-hop fans know him as Self-Suffice, an artist who has performed internationally with Pulitzer Prize-winning poet Alice Walker and Grammy-winning MC Common, who currently has 5 songs on Spotify's top 10% most played. His positive use of rap music has been recognized by Obama's White House, the New York Times, and NPR. Khaiim is serving his first year as the inaugural troubadour of Hartford, Connecticut.
Let's go.
Yeah, and then, which also makes him the USA's first hip-hop troubadour. You can find his Make It Full-Time program on Instagram, and you have the Instagram tag on here, where he provides career guidance and support for professional artists. So if you would, please welcome rap poet.
I literally did not get the rules. Am I allowed to pull my mask down?
Yes, well, you
Just go like this if that makes you nervous. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'm still looking at your eyes to make sure. You know, there's a victim thing going around. Like, people will agree to things but still feel victimized. So if I see somebody uncomfortable, I'll still try to accommodate. I like to dedicate this opening to everybody who you may have lost, because I notice that a lot of times, like Chief said, you know, like, it's been real. It didn't just get real. And a lot of times when we're in schools, kids ask, like, are you famous? They ask about famous people we know. And I always ask the teachers and the hosts, like, who was famous to you when you were that age? And the kids might say, like, NBA Youngboy or a number of people that are really, really super famous. And the teacher will say a number of people who are super, super famous. And they don't know these super, super famous people. We all know Bob Marley and Anita Baker and Michael Jackson. But one thing I like to point out is, like, your parents probably wouldn't want whoever you think is famous to spend the night at your house. They would let you do that every night. They would bring you on television with them, you know what I mean? And be proud, more proud to perform with you than probably any other person you ever met, right? So I want to dedicate this to people who are still here with us, even though not physically. And these are some of the most famous people we know. I don't know their names, but you know them. And this is just to remind you that they become not famous when you stop thinking they're famous. But let's forget about the famous word. They just really stop living in a spiritual sense when we forget them. And I would love for you to keep them alive, so one day, through your memory, you could tell me about them and I could tell you about my dad and my grandma and people that are famous to me. When you passed on from your body, where do you go? Did your soul fade away or continually glow? Making a way for the next generation to grow. Who can't hold you could still hold your legacy though. In our memory, hold those we say R.I.P. to. Light still shining so bright that we view like stars in the sky even after leaving you was funny. In a way they more alive than me and you. Inspire me to be on my grind before leaving too. It ain't coffee being brewed, the grind get the sleep off me. Before my body blows in the breeze too. How the leaves flew from trees that used to bring fruit. Drop a seed in the mind of these youth. Watching my weeds wash away while I stay down with the deep roots. Deliver you the same keys given to me, true? But whether you unlock the doors ain't up to me, choose. I said I wondered if you need me when I'm gone. Find a way to see me when I'm gone. I wondered if you keep singing my song. Need me when I'm gone. I wondered if you need me when I'm gone. And would you find a way to see me when I'm gone? I wondered if you keep singing that song. Need me when I'm gone. Need me when I'm Need me when I'm Need me when I'm
Gone.
Need me when I'm
Gone.
Thank you. Let's just take a moment. I don't need you to clap. Let's just take a moment to think about what's still with us from those people who aren't here before we concede. And I know you just met me, but God forbid something happens to me, I don't want you to be miserable when you think of me. And I think that's true for my ancestors too. So I was doing a piece for, have y'all heard this book? We in the library, y'all heard a book called Citizen? The author is Claudia Rankin. Amazing book, and I could just talk about that all day, so just go get it. But we were doing a presentation, and I told a story about that after I got my record deal offering all these cool things that I wanted to do, and I had ill bars, and I was winning money in contests and stuff like that. And then I read a poem one day by this 13-year-old, and it was better than anything I ever wrote. Like, a lot of us teach in schools too, so it's like, it just keeps you in check, you know what I mean? Like, being a professional artist is a lot about business and knowing that you're an artist. But you could tell this kid was just like in the zone, you know what I mean? Like, he was saving lives. And it's crazy because it was humbling and made me like go back and read, get deep in my poetry. But it was me, and it was because I had a journal. And that's one of the reasons why I encourage everyone to just keep a journal. I was in the school the other day, and he was like, you know, this kid said he had thoughts in this, and you wake up at 4 in the morning, and I said, keep the notepad within arm's reach. Because your body says, we'll remember in the morning, right? Just go to sleep. And your mind says, and your body goes, all right, well, reach out. And if it's here, you reach out, you ready to go to sleep. If it's here, you over. But I'm gonna read you this poem. It's still like the greatest poem I've ever read, and obviously I'm biased because it's the 13-year-old me. But y'all wanna hear it?
Yeah.
I said, we want to know what's on people's minds, but we don't want to tell them. It's amazing, right? And it's the perfect length. It's concise. It's the best thing I've ever heard in my life. So, and if I wrote a part 2, it would be, you know, we want to know what's on people's minds, but we don't want to ask them. So, let's see, what should we do? What should we do? I want to do a piece about all the alarming social media and everything we've seen on TV, and you're seeing gratuitous violence and everything like that, and people saying, I'm not surprised, I'm used to that, like it's regular. And it's just like amazing as a poet, the words people use, because words are so true, but I don't care if the words are true. It's like an energy thing. Everybody say ashe. Ashe. It's like a privilege to use words. So that's like not the right thing to say. When you see someone getting brutally beaten or, you know, these situations, to be like, I'm not surprised. I had to check myself on it. Like, what am I actually saying? So I said, money on my mind like a price on my head. Dollar signs in your eyes picturing me dead. Presidents will lead you to the penitentiary. Somebody banknotes a quote for your prison sentence. Waiting on rehabilitation, getting locked for the century. Visitation for your children, hope you get to see. Your mind is infinite, unconfined by prison bricks. Just don't forget your memories and dreams could set us free. Sometimes we feel like we're not alive. When we get shot up, locked up, hospitalized. To me, the worst part is when they say, another one of them, huh? I'm not surprised. Money on my mind like a price on my head. Dollar signs in your eyes picturing me dead. Presidents are frozen green with no soul between them. But folks be feeding and squeezing more than people is breathing. Even those that's close to me holding wallets, close as seeming. Without them greenbacks, my dreams people don't believe in. This love is infinite, no conditions or limits. But quick to forget when you feed them on whose shoulder they was leaning. Sometimes we feel like we're not alive. When we get shot up, locked up, hospitalized. To me, the worst part is when they say, another one of them, huh? I'm not surprised. Money on my mind like a price on your head. Dollar signs in my eyes, picturing you dead. Presidents in the picture give us the green iris. Symbolizing glyph as divine as Isis with Osiris. But I'm writing lyrics on digital devices as dignified as ancient Egyptian scribes scribbling on papyrus. Knowing that when we die, this literature survives us. Their president notes never worth more than my rhymes is. I'm not surprised either, but I still care. 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 Our lives matter, that's the reason why we still here. And when we no longer matter, turn to energy. And matter even more, my friend, ain't no enemy. I feel like time just flies when you're in the zone, so I'm gonna just like do 2 pieces, and then if we got more time later, we can hang out. But this piece I'm gonna do with my brother Ryan Parker. Give you a preview, Ryan Peace Love Parker. We got a song coming out. Like, my failure is like to market stuff. You know what I mean? I'm just like a creative person, but I'm releasing a song on 2/22/22 at 2:22 a.m. with 2 MCs that are teachers and poets. So I'm just, hey, come on up here, give them a round of applause. Yeah, yes, Professor. This is when you hear it, it's gonna be a lot faster because it's on the beat.
I might check 1 2. I might check 1 2. The mic sounds right. Check 1. The mic sounds right. Check. The mic sounds right. Check 2. All right, let's go.
Yeah. I said it's a million. We're gonna do it slow. I see you. I'm gonna try to keep up with you. We're gonna do it slow.
Oh man, so this is pre-pandemic, man. I don't know if you know about this thing.
I used to be up here, like ready to jump off the stage.
Yeah, I don't know if you know about this thing. I think they're calling it COVID-19, right? Yeah. So that happened. And prior to that, we was working on this.
Yeah.
And so. Oh man, I study these folks. I study Chief. I study Khaiim, and I try to live up to that level. But I know my verse, Khaiim.
Yes.
I don't know your verse.
You don't know the chorus?
I don't know it. Like,
I'm gonna say the chorus.
But you do the chorus. But I'm gonna add.
They gotta know the chorus. They gotta say up. I want y'all to go like this. Up. This is like, I'm the troubadour. So the thing I gotta do, since I can't poetry as good as the poets, I gotta do. So this is my troubadour thing. Y'all gotta go up, alright? It's a million people gave up on goals. I know. It's a million things that you can't control. I know. It's a million ways they try to sell your soul. I know. But the real estate is your state of mind, and that's not for sale when you make your mind up. When you make your mind up. So when you make your mind up, raise it up. What you say? Because the real estate is your state of mind, and that's not for sale when you make your mind.
Gotta slow down sometimes. Gotta know where to go. Gotta know that sometimes. Gotta know when to stop. Gotta know when to rock. Gotta know that sometimes. Gotta know when to drop. Gotta know when to top. Gotta know you can make your mind up.
And you need to.
If you don't, then you stuck in a trap in a world that does what it can to defeat you. This world try to take your mind. This world try to shake your mind. This world try to break your mind. Hate your mind. Take your mind. Two things you can make your mind up though. Sometimes you the reason why you stuck though. Don't believe in yourself and it's stressful. Need to learn to hold on, don't let go. Need to know you can shine when you set goals. Gotta know you can fly when you let go. Make your mind up now, homie, let's go. Make your mind up now, homie, let's go. Gotta know you can shine when you set goals. Gotta know you can fly when you let go. Make your mind up now, homie, let's go. Make your mind up now, homie, let's go.
It's a million people gave up on goals. I know. It's a million things that you can't control. I know. It's a million ways they try to sell your soul. I know. But the real estate is your state of mind,
and it's not for sale when you make your mind.
Thoughts racing in my mind, caught wasting my time. Who designed all of these mental chains and placed them in my mind? More importantly, so awkward seeing I started making them mine. Rock them chains and bonds like designer clothes, like it's okay and it's fine. We make them shine and glow, but it's time to go, time to grow, time to refine my soul, shine my soul, refine my soul.
I come back and fly them. I go fly so high I can't see the flow. Why some go so low for the dough? My folk got my back from the dough. My people ain't laughing no more, cause chameleons come to reel you in with they fake estate when you real with them. Why some acting like some don't know something that I happen to know? Simply they fail to lead how we really need flow untouchable, so they ain't feeling me. When you got ability, gotta use it or lose it. The responsibility. Million people gave up on goals. I know. It's a million things that you can't control. I know. It's a million ways they try to sell your soul. I know. But the real estate is your state of mind, and that's not for sale when you make your mind up.
Nice.
All right. So I'm gonna do a joint that I think I might tell you how I wrote this at the end because it doesn't make sense. But when I say boy, this could be a male or a female. Okay. It's like a riddle in this. I like that. You do that. Thank you, my brother. I'm studying you.
Yo, I'm feeling the podium today.
I'm studying you.
Right now, Professor Khaiim.
Y'all will need some sanitizer because I got my mask
Give me the
on.
syllabus.
1 2 1 2. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Is this even working?
Yeah.
Okay. I do like the sound of my own voice, by the way. I have to say that on a serious note. I'm sorry for these little banters, but you know, it's the energy behind things we say. And sometimes we say things not knowing if there's like a young poet or something, you might just mess up their brain for years with some of these phrases. You like the sound of your own voice, as opposed to what?
Not like, yes, I see where you were going, man. Tell him.
Right? So, I mean, we should say something that means something with our voice. But you shouldn't start out from jump thinking there's something wrong with like in the way you look, if you look different from other people, or sounding different, or if you're quieter, or louder, or slower, or faster. And I have to say the reason why I do this for a living, if I'm honest with myself, is because I do like the sound of my own voice.
Yes.
And I do write my journal and my poetry for myself.
That's it.
And then when I look back at it, like I did at my 13-year-old self, and I found out he was the illest dude I ever heard in my life. I'm proud of him, and he didn't make any money off of that, right? So when you start doing things just because other people are supposed to like your voice more than you like your own, it never really works out. That's my public service announcement.
Yeah.
The boy from the projects, you think he be sad. The boy in the castle, you think he be glad. But the boy in the projects started to go sad, mad, bad, glad over what he had. See, the boy from the projects would get mad too, but when things was out of hand, managed to last through. Yeah, you might say he's poor, but he had an amazing way of making his way from bad situations. The boy in the castle felt like he was trapped though, waiting for someone to save him and take him away from what he had and couldn't get away from. No matter what he did, what he had would enslave him. Scared what would happen to slaves in that basement if he unchained them and let them escape. When they tasted freedom, would they want to contain him? Take him from thrown to the dungeon and make him pay for the days they was in isolation, ashamed and in pain, always praying for the days when they would overtake men for things they displayed. To that boy from the projects was not fascinating. He felt that the boy in the castle was wasting his imagination, as these thoughts restrained him from chasing his fate, because a preoccupation with hate in the ways he was raised wouldn't save him. The boy from the projects grew up. As the days went by, he survived hustling, gaining pay, spending change, losing faith, and regaining a drive to remain in the world he was placed in. He came to a point where he had realizations about how to start, how to stop, how to change things. And girls on the block that he jocked stopped to hate when he rocked popular name brands, they would chase him. And dudes that was rude in the hood did the same in a way, because they now gave him props and embraced him. When they heard the kid had a skill he was trained in, he learned from experience. The best education He found fascinating the way things would change through sincere dedication, severe concentration, gaining so much fame in the craft that he strengthened, that vast corporations all tried to retain him. But having amassed so much cash, he was patient. In fact, he remembered the way men ashamed him by making a stack off of black exploitation and laughing at those without clothes and starvation. The boy in the castle knew men would all praise him for bringing some change, but then gradually hate him. The boy in the castle knew nothing but pain, and he cried because he died without making a statement. But then, guess who strayed from attacking the safe in the castle and making the staff elevate him? The fact was he felt for the boy who was raised and believing his crown was for patronization. He glanced through a crack in that castle doorway, and he saw the sad young lad in the passageway and thought, they look the same in the light and the shade, and they live in the same world. The tragic mistakes, then a thought came in mind to them boys simultaneously, beyond crying and dying and trying to seem like messiahs and lying and blaming confusion on innocent scapegoats and waiting. To survive, you gotta compromise with things you don't like, things that ain't right. You might die bringing the fight, bringing in light that you might not see in your life, but then your legacy's beyond what your scenery like. People always ask, what are you? Where are you from? To typecast you in a palace of slum. You want to know about the room in my mama apartment, what direction it faced, and if it got a carpet. You want to know about the bricks, the inner city politics, or how it was conceived, what my mother and father did, or you want to learn about the egg and the germ, evolution, regeneration, genetic manipulation, molecules, electrons, subatomic particles, electrons. See, this is where I think humanity stepped wrong. We take a perspective and then claim that we're intellects, making subjects out of other people and claim we're objective. Probabilities and statistics can be dangerous tools, more than a time bomb placed in the brain of a fool. Every thought could be rethought in a way that is new. It's up to you, not what your mind and your body came through. Graduated the ivory tower from the projects is true. The most improbable events could take place and they do. I wrote this poem playing with word line length of base 2. That's a mathematical concept if you ain't new. I mean if you ain't old. I mean if you ain't know. I mean if you ain't broke, you can't say that you grew. I mean if you can't spark a cipher without Frederick Douglass getting you free with the Chief and Peace Parker and self-suffice without the mic device. I like to say I've been here before, maybe it's twice. And maybe this time I'll slow down and enjoy my life. We could all have a pie, but can I just get my slice? For those who don't know, that part's called a freestyle, and that's you're clapping for yourself, because that's just
Oh, beautiful, man.